Welcome back. So we in our previous video looked at sorted set 1.py file in which we defined a sorted set as a child of the list class. Here is another approach of building a sorted set class without inheritance. That is, it is not a child of anybody. So look, class sorted set by itself we are defining. Okay. The instantiator takes one parameter, optional parameter. We call it the initial parameter. What are we doing here? Here, the only instance variable is self dot underscore items. This is one instance variable which is assigned a list. If you don't give it anything, it is list, an empty list. If you give it something, then you're going to extend the empty by whatever you give it, right? You're going to self dot extend. All right. Now, defining index after the same method as before. Notice, if you remember, sorted 1.py, which is here, sorted 2.py, the index after did not use any list inherited methods. Okay, all we did was list index, and it's the same thing that we are using here. No difference. All right. On the other hand, insert. Okay. Here, the same approach. If value is not in your list, then a place is the index after, and you're inserting. Again, is the same thing. Extending. We are using the same approach of extending. All right. Now, add. So what is the difference between sorted set 2, sorted set 1? Set 1 class sorted set is a child of list. So this means, let me write it here, a child is a parent. Okay, is a child of a parent. In other words, this is a relationship. On the other hand, look at sorted set 2. Here, my class is not a child of anybody, but it has an instance variable which has a list. So it has an instance variable that is a list. So here the sorted set class has a list as an instance variable. That is, this is a has a relationship. That's a main difference. What's the advantage of using a has a approach with the list? Well, the advantage is you don't inherit bad methods. For instance, in the previous case, you had methods like sort or reverse, right? That you had to work with. Sort, you had to pass. Reverse, you had to raise a runtime error. Set item, you had to raise a runtime error. But here, with a has a relationship, I'm not inheriting any of the methods. So I don't have to. I don't have to raise any errors in my construction. The only disadvantage, on the other hand, the disadvantage is that I have to define everything, insert, extend, remove, pop, all these methods which exist in a list, we no longer inherit. So we have to define them. So notice pop, we are using the pop method of a list, but we did not inherit it. So we had to define it, and so on. So have a good look at the sorted set 2 pi file to have an understanding to have a good understanding of what a has a relationship looks like. So to repeat, class sorted sort has an instance variable which is a list. All right. In other words, this has a relationship. Okay, this is a has a relationship. Therefore, we have to define all these other methods to be able to use the list methods. So notice all the list methods have not all, but all the important ones have to be redefined. We don't inherit these methods. All right. So with this, with this, we complete the part about using sorted set. So let's go to deluxe TV 2. If you remember, the whole purpose of sorted sets were so that we could define deluxe TV without a rather difficult jump to favorite. So what is the advantage of deluxe TV 2? Now we are using, you are importing sorted set class from sorted set, let me say 1 dot pi. Okay, choose 1 or 2 here because sorted set by itself is incomplete. All right, so now you have an instantiator which takes brand and model as parameters, add to favorites, remove from favorites, jump to favorites is now easier. Why is it easier? Because now our list of favorites is sorted. Okay, so how do you jump to favorites? If your power is on and your length of the favorites list is greater than 0, then look for index after your current channel. And then if the resulting index is the length, that is you are on the last one, then you have to wrap around and come to the very first one, that is 0 index item. Otherwise, you find the index after, that is the resulting index, that particular index item in your set of favorite lists, favorite channels will be your result. Okay, and then you have to set channel, so your new channel will be your resulting channel. Play with this, run it. Okay, don't forget to import sorted set from sorted set 1. So how does deluxe TV 2 work? I'm going to give it a brand and a model. So let's say TV equals deluxe TV. Let's say give it a brand Sony and model, I don't know, MK8765. Just made up some numbers. That's my brand and model. Now let's see what is the channel of TV. TV dot underscore channel is 2, that is the default one. Now do I have a list of favorites? TV dot underscore favorites, it is an empty list. So suppose I want to add to the favorites my current channel, so I will say TV dot add to favorites, invoke the method. Now let me look at my favorites. Oh, I did not switch on the TV. See, it's still off. So to add to favorites, you need to switch on. So how do I switch it on? If you remember, let's go to the television. Okay, how do you switch it on? You have to toggle power. That's your method. TV dot toggle power, invoke it. Now TV dot add to favorites. Now let's see the list of favorites. It got your current channel. Now I want to go to some other channel. Let's try what is the volume? Yeah, forget volume. Let's go channel up. So TV dot channel up, invoke it. Now we are on third channel, so let me add this channel also. Okay, so now my list of favorites has 2 and 3, and my present channel. What is my present channel? It is 3. So suppose I want to go to channel set channel 20, say, right? So TV dot, the method is set channel 25. All right, so now let me see what is my channel 25. Let me add it to my favorites. So add to favorites. Oops, add to favorites. Did I? Oh, there should be no underscore. Add to favorites. All right, add to favorites does not have an underscore. All right, continue. Okay, now let me see favorites. It's so my current channel is 25. So suppose I want to jump to the next favorite, right? So I'm at 25. Where will it take me if I say TV dot jump to favorite? Correct? I invoke it. Now I have jumped to channel 2. All right, I wrapped around. I did not go to 26. I go looping within the favorites list. So anyhow, play with this TV Deluxe 2, which uses your sorted set from either sorted set 1 or sorted set 2, and play with this to understand this better. Okay, then until the next